What if changing your life didn't require one giant leap, but one tiny habit repeated every day? Today, we'll discover how
Every day, our future is shaped by small choices. Most people believe success comes from motivation, but real change begins with the habits we repeat, even when no one is watching.
Great success begins with small actions repeated every day. Tiny habits may seem insignificant today, but over time, they create extraordinary results.
real progress is often invisible. While nothing seems to change on the surface, powerful growth is happening where you cannot see it.
Breakthroughs don't happen instantly. Every small effort matters, even when progress is invisible, until one day everything begins to change. Goals show us where to go, but systems determine whether we get there. Small routines repeated daily create lasting success.
The most powerful habit begins with identity. Instead of saying, I want to read more, say, I am a reader. Every action becomes a vote for the person you want to become.
Every choice you make casts a vote for the person you are becoming. One action won't define you, but repeated actions shape your identity. Real change begins when you stop chasing outcomes. Every small habit reinforces your identity, making success feel natural instead of difficult. You don't become successful first and then build good habits. You build good habits first, and over time, they shape the person you become. Every habit begins with a simple cue. A small trigger captures your attention, creates a desire to act, and starts a behavior that can eventually become automatic. Every habit begins with a cue. A simple trigger captures your attention and quietly starts a behavior before you even realize it. Willpower fades, but your environment quietly guides your choices. Make good habits easy to see, and make bad habits difficult to notice. The easiest way to build a new habit is to attach it to one you already do every day. One routine naturally leads to the next. We don't repeat habits because we repeat them because we begin to enjoy how they make us feel. Desire is what transforms a simple action into a lasting habit. Habits become easier when they're enjoyable. Surround yourself with people whose actions inspire you, and good habits begin to feel natural instead of forced. Your brain responds to the expectation of a reward even before it arrives. When you look forward to a habit, taking the first step becomes much easier. Pair something you need to do with something you enjoy. When pleasure and discipline work together, building a new habit becomes much more sustainable. The people around you quietly influence your behavior. Join a community where your desired habits are normal, and positive change becomes much easier.
All changes begin Instead of saying, I have to exercise, say, I get to care for my body. A simple shift in perspective can transform obligation into opportunity. Human nature follows the path of least resistance. When a good habit is easy to begin, you're far more likely to repeat it every day. Success becomes easier when you prepare in advance. Reduce the effort needed to start, and good habits begin almost automatically.
When a new habit feels overwhelming, make it so small you can't say no. Starting is far more important than being perfect. The easier you make the first step, the more likely you'll take it. Prepare your environment today, so tomorrow's success becomes the natural choice.
Mastery doesn't come from doing something perfectly once. It comes from showing up again and again until improvement becomes unavoidable.
Confidence isn't something you wait for. It's something you build through consistent action, one day at a time, no matter the season. The goal isn't to think harder about good habits. The goal is to repeat them until they become a natural part of who you are. The brain repeats what feels rewarding. Celebrate every small victory, because immediate satisfaction keeps good habits alive long enough to create.
Tracking your habits makes progress visible. Every completed day reminds you that consistency is more powerful than perfection.
Give yourself a small reward after completing a good habit. Immediate positive feelings strengthen the behavior and make it easier to repeat tomorrow.
Missing one day is a mistake. Missing 2 days starts a new habit. Don't aim for perfection. Return to your routine as quickly as possible.
The easiest way to break a bad habit is to remove the cue. When temptation stays out of sight, your attention naturally moves toward better choices. Bad habits survive because they're easy. Add a little difficulty, and you'll naturally make better decisions, without relying only on willpower.
Every habit has a consequence. When you clearly see the long-term cost of bad choices and the lasting benefits of good ones, making the right decision becomes much easier.
Bad habits lose their power when you clearly connect today's choice with tomorrow's consequence. Make unhealthy decisions feel less rewarding, and better choices become easier.
We stay committed when someone expects us to show up.
Are you ready for this morning?
Accountability transforms good intentions into consistent action.
I've got your back always.
A written commitment makes your habits real. When others know your promise, you're more likely to honor it every single day. Extraordinary lives are built through ordinary actions, repeated with consistency. Every small win becomes another step toward the person you're becoming. Tiny habits work like seeds. You won't notice dramatic change overnight, but with time and consistency, small actions grow into remarkable results that can transform your entire life.
Goals provide direction, but systems create progress. The people who succeed aren't always more motivated. They simply build routines they can repeat every day.
Every habit is a vote for the person you believe you are. Change your daily actions, and over time you reshape your identity, creating a life that reflects your best self.
Progress often feels invisible before it becomes obvious. Most people quit while they're still climbing, never realizing they're only a few steps away from their breakthrough. A 1% improvement may seem insignificant today, but repeated consistently, it creates extraordinary results. Small gains accumulate until success becomes impossible to ignore. Don't become obsessed with immediate results. Focus on improving your process every day. When your system is strong, success becomes the natural outcome rather than something you chase.
At first, habits require effort. Over time, they become part of your lifestyle. What once felt difficult eventually becomes the way you naturally live each day.
Every positive habit creates a ripple. When you improve yourself, your actions quietly inspire the people around you, creating change far beyond your own life. Every small habit is a gift to your future self, shaping a life you'll one day be thankful for.
Lasting transformation begins when your habits become part of your identity. You no longer force yourself to improve. You simply live as the person you've chosen to become.
People often see success as luck, but behind every achievement are thousands of ordinary actions, repeated with patience. Excellence is every lasting habit follows the same pattern. Notice the cue, build the desire, take the action, and enjoy the reward. Master this simple cycle, and you can reshape almost any part of your life. Your future isn't decided by one life-changing moment. It's built by the small choices you make every single day. Each good habit quietly shapes the life waiting for you tomorrow. Your life today reflects the habits you've repeated in the past. Change those habits, and little by little, you change the direction of your entire future. You don't need to change everything today. You only need the courage to take the first step. One small habit started today can completely change your life tomorrow. Every decision you make is another vote for the person you want to become. One choice won't define your future, but thousands of small choices certainly will.
Never underestimate a small beginning. Every remarkable achievement starts as a tiny action, repeated with patience, care, and consistency.
Your habits quietly shape your destiny. Every day presents a choice. The path you walk tomorrow begins with the decision you make today.
Every extraordinary journey begins with a single step. Great achievements are not built in one day, but through thousands of small actions repeated with purpose.
Success is rarely loud. It is built quietly through discipline, patience, and the willingness to keep showing up when nobody is watching. The future you dream about begins with the decision you make today. Start small, stay consistent, and trust that every habit is shaping a better version of yourself.
Consistency is more powerful than intensity. Small actions repeated through every season create lasting change that no single burst of effort can achieve.
Destiny isn't created by one dramatic decision. It is quietly shaped by the ordinary choices you repeat every single day.
The habits you build today don't only change your life, they become part of the legacy you leave behind, inspiring others to begin their own journey of lasting change. Lasting change begins with identity. When your actions repeatedly match the person you want to become, that identity grows stronger every day.
You don't need dramatic improvement. Becoming just 1% better, repeated consistently, can create a transformation far greater than you ever expected.
Tiny habits compound like drops filling a river. One action seems small, but thousands of repeated actions can completely change the direction of a life.
Don't obsess over the finish line. Build a system that moves you forward every day. When the process becomes consistent, the results have somewhere to grow.
Perfection can keep you stuck. Progress comes from returning to the work, learning from mistakes, and improving one small step at a time. You will miss sometimes. That's normal. The key is to never let one missed day become two. Return quickly and keep the habit alive. Make your good habits easy to begin. When everything is ready before you start, you remove friction and give yourself a simple path to action. Your surroundings influence your behavior more than you realize. Design your environment so the right choice becomes the obvious choice.
The goal isn't to depend on willpower forever. Build a life where your environment, routines, and identity work together to make good habits easier to maintain. Habits become powerful through repetition. You don't need to master a behavior immediately. Repeat it often enough, and the action gradually becomes easier and more automatic.
Progress can stay hidden for a long time. Keep working even when results seem invisible, because consistent effort may be building something beneath the surface. You don't need a complete life plan tonight. Choose one small habit, make it clear, and begin tomorrow. One intentional action is enough to start changing your direction. Vague intentions are easy to ignore. Give your habit a specific time and place, and turn a good intention into a clear action. Connect a new habit to something you already do. When one familiar action becomes the trigger for the next, your routine can grow naturally without relying on memory. The deepest goal isn't simply achieving a result. It's becoming the kind of person who naturally creates that result through everyday actions. The more you repeat a habit, the less mental effort it requires. Eventually, it becomes automatic. One small action may seem insignificant, but repeated actions accumulate, like streams becoming a river. Don't depend on motivation alone. Build a system that guides your behavior, even on ordinary days when motivation is low. Goals give you a destination, but they don't create the journey. Your daily systems are what actually carry you toward the result. A reliable system turns intention into action. When your daily process is designed well, progress becomes something you practice, rather than something you simply hope for.
You won't feel motivated every day. That's exactly why habits matter. A strong routine allows you to act even when your feelings tell you to stay still.
The best choice is often the easiest choice. Change your environment so healthy actions require less effort than unhealthy ones. If a bad habit keeps appearing, look for the cue behind it. Remove the trigger, and you remove one of the strongest forces pulling you back. Make the beginning almost effortless. A tiny habit removes resistance, and once you start, continuing often becomes much easier.
What gets measured becomes visible. Tracking your habits gives you proof that your small actions are adding up.
Failure doesn't erase your progress. One bad day is only one event. What matters most is what you choose to do next.
Every repeated action changes your evidence about who you are. Slowly, your identity catches up with your habits. Your habits are not only producing results, they are deciding which version of yourself becomes stronger over time. You don't have to feel ready before you begin. Start with what you can do today, and let action create the confidence you were waiting for. Your surroundings are constantly giving you instructions. Build an environment that reminds you of the person you want to become. Your future is being built quietly in the present. Every repeated habit is another brick in the life you are creating.
Progress isn't always visible. Trust the process, keep moving, and remember that consistent direction matters more than immediate results. One small habit can become the starting point for many others. Change one behavior, and you may discover that the rest of your life begins moving in a new direction.
You don't need to transform everything at once. Choose one meaningful behavior, make it small, and repeat it until it becomes part of your life. Life isn't lived only during major moments. It is lived through ordinary days. Improve your ordinary routine, and you improve the life you experience every day.
Don't wait for Monday, next month, or the perfect moment. Choose one small habit and begin today. Your next chapter can start with one simple decision.
You don't need to become a completely different person overnight. Become a little better, keep repeating the process, and let time multiply your effort.
Your habits shape your identity, and your identity shapes your life. Start small, stay consistent, and keep becoming the person you want to be. The journey starts with you.